With a correlation matrix, you can compare the performance of individual instruments and even whole instrument lists in real time, or any other time frame you want. The correlation matrix can be filled with all possible instruments and instrument lists. You can also compare instruments from various asset classes. To open a correlation matrix, choose Main and New and Correlation Matrix. In the next window, you can select multiple settings for the matrix. In the Instrument List selector, choose the instruments for which the correlation matrix should be created. For the selected list, the correlation between each contained value is calculated. Periodicity controls the time frame, on the basis of which the correlation between the instruments should be calculated. Correlation period sets the number of periods in the respective time frame that will be used for calculating the correlation. By default, the correlation is calculated based on the last 100 candles. Bars count and time period are simply the amount of bars, which should be loaded in the linked chart. And in the template selection, you can choose a chart template for the linked chart next to the matrix. By default, the correlation is displayed in the matrix view, which is a two-dimensional table with each symbol of the selected instrument list on the x-axis and y-axis, respectively. The matrix is to be read in such a way that the intersection of a row with a column outputs the respective correlation coefficient of the two values to each other. The correlation coefficient shows 100 if the same symbol is selected in the row and column. Let me give you a quick introduction into correlation values and how they work. The correlation coefficient value measures the degree of the linear correlation between two values and can have values between +1 and -1. In the correlation matrix, the values are multiplied by 100, which is why the coefficient in TradersYard X oscillates between +100 and -100. A value of +100 means there is a completely positive correlation between the observed data series, and their price development is completely identical. Therefore, if instrument A rises, the price of B increases too. Whereby just using the correlation coefficient alone, one cannot extrapolate the ratio of the extent of the increase. For a value of -100, there is a completely inverse dependency. Whenever instrument A increases, the price of B falls. By using the plus icon in the top left corner of the matrix, you can add instruments to the matrix. When you click on a cell with a correlation coefficient, the corresponding instrument is loaded in the chart on the right of the matrix. In addition, the correlation indicator is loaded on the bottom of the chart. It shows the current as well as historical correlation values in a graphical form. The instrument of the matrix row is loaded as the primary data series in the candle chart and the instrument from the selected line as the secondary data series, as a line chart. Using the list button in the top left, you can switch to the list view, where every instrument pair is now shown, sorted in descending order. The highest positive correlation coefficients at the top of the list. By right-clicking in the matrix or the list, you can call up the correlation-specific display settings. You can set the values, from which the cell should begin to be colored, and also the colors that should be used for a value of +100 and -100.